up to you. I'm cool. All right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Welcome to tonight's presentation on stress management. My name is Mary.
This meeting is being recorded.
My name is Marianne Furman. I am the Vulnerable Population Outreach Coordinator for the Village of Ridgewood Health Department. I am one of the committee members of the Village of Ridgewood Stigma-Free Committee. I am joined by my colleague, Danielle Pagani. She is the COVID-19 Generalist for the Health Department, and she's also a member of the Stigma-Free Task Force. To give you a little background, the Village of Ridgewood Stigma-Free Task Force was established in 2016 by Dawn Citrullo. She is the health officer for the Village of Ridgewood's Health Department, as well as Rosemary Kyle and other community members. If you would like to be a part of this task force, please contact the Health Department for more information, and we will have that information posted in the chat. We are very excited to have the Family of Services Bureau of Newark joining us tonight to facilitate a workshop on stress management. As you know, some of these topics that are going to be discussed tonight are going to be what is stress, identifying stressors and stress zones, the negative impacts of stress, and benefits of stress management. From the agency, we have Michaela Smith, who is a licensed associate marriage and family therapist, and Kathy M. Thomas, who is a licensed associate counselor at the Family Service Bureau of Newark. Kathy is also a mental health counselor and as well as a substance abuse counselor. Sorry about that. Kathy works with children, adolescents, and as well as adults, families, and couples. She facilitates anger management groups, women empowerment and domestic violence and domestic abuse groups, and substance abuse groups. Before I turn it over to Kathy and Michaela, please know that tonight's presentation is going to be recorded and is currently being streamed on YouTube. We will be having a Q&A session after the presentation is complete. Please type any questions in the Q&A box and any comments in the chat box throughout the presentations. We will try our best to get to all your questions and concerns. For whatever reason, if we don't get to answer all of your questions, please note that we will respond to them and we'll have that on the recording. I'm going to hand it off. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, Danielle and Marianne and the Village of Ridgewood for having us today. We really appreciate it. So the PowerPoint presentation is stress management for families. So the question is, are you and your family stressed? So I have Animal here and he's really stressed out. So the Lee family has really been stressing Animal out. So perhaps you know them emotionally, mentally, physically, and let's not forget financially.
I love that one.
So what is stress? Stress is the body's automatic response to any physical, emotional, or mental demand placed on it. The adrenaline is a chemical naturally produced in our body as a response to stress. And the body's fight or flight response helps during stressful moments. So helpful versus harmful stress. First of all, we're human beings, and there are some things that will stress us out. So moderate levels of stress can actually improve performance and efficiency, such as preparing for an interview, or preparing for an examination, getting ready to take a driver's test. Those are moderate levels of stress that can help improve performance. Too little stress may result in the loss of interest. We get bored, we procrastinate, we don't feel like doing it anymore. However, too much stress can cause impaired productivity due to a high anxiety level. So the stress zones you want to be mindful of, for example, the low stress zones. One is on a scale like 1 to 5, for example. 1 is I'm creative, I'm cheerfully engaged in my life. 2, I'm relaxed and believe I will stay this way. 3 to 5, I can handle the stress and can come up with some positive solutions to, everyday problems. However, the high stress zone anxiety, once you start going past the 5 to a 6 or to 7, yeah, I'm irritable, moderately irritable, overwhelmed, anxious. Now the stress is becoming a burden in my life. When you get to an 8, the issues currently seem to be unsolvable. So there are many things that are upsetting and irritating to me. And these are when you start to understand there are some triggers that are triggering you to, getting you upset, irritable, that you have to be mindful of. And we'll get into how to deal with the stresses a little bit later in the PowerPoint presentation. 9, now you look asking for help. Help! I feel like things are out of my control, and they are. And 10, I have extreme negative emotions that are stronger than ever before. What you want to try to do, again, using mindfulness techniques, relaxation techniques, is not to go past the 5. And again, recognizing those stress zones as well as the triggers. So before I turn it over to Michaela, as far as, stress on the body, the nervous system. So the heart may beat faster, blood pressure starts to rise, and the body is ready to fight any perceived threat. Then you have the musculoskeletal system. The muscles become tense and can trigger tension headaches. Respiratory system, the breathing starts to quicken. Sometimes panic attacks happen. The cardiovascular system, the heart rate increases. The endocrine system, signals sent from the glands to the body can cause the release of cortisol into the body to fight the perceived threat. And always remember, it's a perceived threat, what we think is threatening as opposed to what is actually happening. And then you have the gastrointestinal system. Eating habits may change and a feeling of butterflies in the stomach may occur. So some people, when they get stressed, they eat. Others, when they feel stressed and it gets to be overwhelming, they just stop everything. And they literally have stomach pains. So Michaela, you want to go next?
Yes, I'm still gonna need you to man the PowerPoint. So, thank you. So the next slide is identifying stressors.
Mix the potatoes really good, Ben. No, but be careful with your shirt. There's paprika in there.
So situations, activities, and relationships that cause trauma to one's physical, emotional, or psychological self. It's okay, Mariani. It's fine. It's okay.
I apologize, everybody.
That's the virtual world, right? See, we're real life people, right? It's not
right. Yeah, sometimes you'll have like little kids running behind you, or the cat.
My kid is behind here, so if he jumps up, you will see him.
Yes, and if you hear something that sounds like a baby in my background, it's the cat singing.
Yes, so, her cat sings.
Yes, she hollers.
So,
next slide.
Yes, stresses that may affect the family. So financial stressors, medical stressors, housing, environmental stressors, work, interpersonal relationships. Like I said, legal stressors, is various stressors that can have an effect on the family. Did it change?
Yeah, it changed. Okay. So you're going now to negative effects of stress.
Okay. So, I can relate to that one. Negative effects of stress. So it's physical. weight gain, weight loss, unexpected hair loss, heart palpitations, high blood pressure, emotional. It goes into the category of mood swings, anxiety. It can lead to depression, where you have no enthusiasm or motivation or lack thereof. Can also lead to unhealthy coping strategies, alcohol, drugs, possibly gambling.
And arguments.
An argument. I didn't see that part.
That's okay. Go to. Okay, give me 1 second, because now I am. We pop out real quick and just go to the next slide.
Is it my computer?
No, it's my computer.
Oh.
No. It worked fine this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so family time. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm waiting for it to populate over here. I don't know what's going on.
Did it pop
Oh,
up?
now I see arguments. And now I'm waiting for the other screen to come on. Any day now, computer. Okay. Family time. So this should be great. Ways to reduce stress at home. So the primary one, leave the stress at the door, which is very hard to do. Share tasks. Oh, it went too fast.
It went too fast?
Yes, I was on the other screen of the family time, and it went to managing stress. Skip the other slide.
Okay, do you want me to finish out? Because I don't know what it's doing on your side.
Yeah, it skipped the whole family stressor. Oh, there we go. There we go. So have family meals together, engage in fun family activities, keep the communication open, talk about it, create a healthy environment, and most importantly, get professional help. So if it's mental health, substance abuse counseling, family counseling, couples counseling, individual counseling, peer support group, that would be a great way to reduce stress. Sometimes we need someone who is, non-judgmental. They have no ties to us. They're neutral to discuss our issues with and to reduce our stress. So the next slide. Hope it works.
Okay.
No, I'm still waiting for the slide. For the managing stress slide. Yeah. I have no idea what Zoom is doing at this moment.
You clicked on the unshared screen, so you have to unshare and reshare the presentation. You're on a different part of the app, so it's not the shared app that you're scrolling through right now.
Okay, because I have your.
It's just showing up now, really slow.
Okay. So should I go out, and then go back in?
Yeah, if you want to unshare and then reshare it, you should be fine.
Okay. Yeah. Is that me or Michaela or both?
Who's ever sharing the presentation?
That's me. Okay.
There should be a thing on the top that says stop sharing. And then you can reshare.
No, mine doesn't.
It is now showing the correct one on the slide.
Oh, okay. So managing stress.
Yeah, that's the one that's up on the screen now.
Okay.
The sad part is that I still don't see it.
You don't see it? So I'll stop the sharing and then you can reshare.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
That's fine.
No, I say stop share. I didn't. Okay.
Yeah, click on stop share and then you should be fine. And then reshare it. There you go.
Okay, how's that?
Managing stress. Yes, I see it. Thank you.
Mhm.
So here's some stress relief strategies. So for relaxation activities, breathing exercises, yoga, meditation. For physical exercise, you can do physical exercise such as going to the gym, working out at home, doing YouTube videos. There are whole millions of YouTube workout videos that help you to incorporate physical exercise to decrease stress. Number three, you accept that you can't control everything, which is really hard to do. Number four, you can go to counseling. And number five, you can learn to say no.
Oh, and number 6 is to, breaking the big tasks into smaller, more manageable tasks. So not having to do everything at one time. The smaller, the better.
I'm
And then
still a number
schedule. You still number 5? I
five.
got it. And then
Sorry.
schedule. That's okay. Then scheduling me time. And this is what we call self-care, because it's important that, you know, as parents, as caregivers, that we also take time for ourselves, whether it's just getting the nails done, um, going to the barber to get a haircut, getting, going shopping, and even children, they need that me time as well, playing with, next door neighbors, their cousins who, setting up that play date so that everyone at one point is not, we're not always together, but when we are together, um, it's not only productive, but it just kind of de-stresses after being in close quarters for most of the year for the COVID virus. Now it's time to, okay, schedule me time. Everybody schedule me time. So is it coming back up for you, Michaela?
I'm on number 7, schedule me time.
Okay, so I'll go.
I don't know what's wrong with this thing.
That's okay. That's all right. So some top 5 tips for relieving stress, and this is something that family can do together. Um, Eating nutritious food, kind of filling your plate up with lean meats, fresh fruits, veggies. Exercising together, finding the exercise something that everybody can enjoy, such as bowling, going for walks in the park, jogging, making sure everybody drinks a lot of water, getting enough sleep, at least 7 hours of sleep each night, and then making a list of things that you need to do, both for the family, yourself, and the children, whether it's calling a plumber, finishing projects, getting groceries, involving the whole family in these exercises. So the benefits of stress management includes improving communication, stabilizing emotions, having positive attitudes. What I do with some of my clients who are feeling a little down, I always say, find some positive affirmations and just put them on post-its. Same with, children, finding positive words, making them feel, good about themselves. So it starts to, lessen the feelings of stress and anxiety. Um, Making small changes, and the parents are the models for modeling healthier habits. For example, eating, communication. Um, if the kids see the parents or the caregiver exercising, they will get involved with it. If they see, the parents or caregivers having good communications between each other, not yelling, not fussing, they in turn will model those habits as well. And then again, being mindful and recognizing the family member stressors. There are some things that, stress family members out more so than others. So for example, some kids do not like to talk in front of the class. They don't. And that's when their stress, anxiety level just goes from a 1 to a 10 real quick. And, just recognizing, for example, if their child has to do a presentation in front of the class, practicing it in front of the family helps. And not waiting until the last minute to, work on a presentation. Other stressors could be, having to go to the doctors or going to the dentist, sitting down with the child and explaining, this is why we're going to the dentist, this is why we're going to the doctor. And even adults are stressed out about going to the dentist. I'm not gonna lie. I go see the dentist and I'm like, can I change this appointment? And they'll say, no, come on in, because these are things you need to get done. And I'm stressing out at the door. So these are just some of the free apps that you have at your fingertips. One is Calm, and you can actually go into the Apple Store or YouTube to get the apps, the YouTube videos for anything from relaxation, meditation, listening to calm music to help ground you. And this is something the family can do, kind of set aside time to do that. There's the Mindfulness app, Calm, which is an app for meditation, sleep, and relaxation. Vana is meditation for everyone. And there's also on Netflix, if you type in headspace, it gives you a more guided meditation as well. So we do have a YouTube video, but for some reason, it has not been working on my with my computer and this particular PowerPoint slide. So you're welcome to, at any time, just go into YouTube, type in mindful exercises, meditation, yoga, and you're going to get a plethora of YouTube videos. Pick one that works for you. The kids one for yoga and meditation is funny, so I like to use the kids one because I can get to laugh at the same time. So any questions?
What was that other app? You said there was Headspace and I'm trying to get them in the chat.
Headspace is in Netflix, and let me go back on the Mindfulness app.
Okay.
Calm, Vana, OMVANA.
That's the one. I've never heard of that.
I've never heard it, but it's there.
I'm gonna put it in the chat. I can find it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm still on benefits of stress management.
Okay, we
I don't know. I'm so sorry, you guys.
but it's okay. I don't think I've gone through a presentation and not had something strange happen with the presentation. Whether it's that delay in going through the slides or getting stuck on a slide that won't move.
Right.
But I always appreciate everybody staying on and kind of going with the flow. So this is the end of our presentation, and if anyone has any questions, we're here to answer the best that we can.
I have a question, and I also want to apologize for the interruption before. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
But I'm glad we were able to laugh that off. So thank you.
Yeah.
but I did want to ask, is there any recommendations as to what the family can do together? You mentioned a couple things like listening to classical music, but I think it would be really impactful to hear maybe any suggestions you may have for families that are currently stressed, especially the parents. And like you said, if the parents are stressed, the kids are going to be stressed.
It's a stress. So family time is important. I know in my house, it was important that we set aside a night, have card games, board games, go bowling, just doing silly stuff, face painting, which is really silly. But it's, setting aside that time and, sometimes letting the kids plan the activity is fun.
Yeah, sometimes I'm so tired, I do let the kids plan the activity. Uh-oh, what is going up? See? Yeah, sometimes I let my niece and my little sister plan the activity because I'm like, look, I can't pick. You guys know what's in. So we'll either order food or cook food, and then we'll have all these like board games, like Kathy said, and then or we could go to the park, go to the movies. Spending time together is really important because it kind of puts things in perspective. Like, yeah, you've had a hard day or a hard week, but at least you get to come home and spend time with your family and try to decompress.
Mm-hmm. Other things that the family can do together is have a movie night where somebody makes popcorn, nachos, and the kids get to participate in that activity. Cooking together is good because it gives a sense of family togetherness. And, just being able to plan a menu that the family can do together. Okay, let's plan this menu. What's the theme? Okay, so we'll have Taco Tuesday. Maybe Friday, Fried Fish Fridays. Mondays, it could be whatever, you all want to plan, but it's something the family can do together. And it doesn't have to be expensive. Saturday or Sunday, if the weather's good, could be a picnic day.
Thank you so much for sharing that.
Oh, thank you.
If any of the attendees have any questions, please feel free to write that in the chat box or in the Q&A box.
I have a question. So with mental health, Awareness Month coming up in May, I guess, is there anything that, I don't know, maybe you have any advice or suggestions on maybe what families can do maybe per week to celebrate Mental Health Awareness Month, or does anything stand out?
I think that families can teach even the young ones about self-care, like even from the adults to the children, because a lot of people don't think that children get stressed out, but they do. And they show it in different ways because they may be unable to verbalize it or articulate it not as well as we are, like saying that we're actually stressed. So I think that teaching the children how to have self-care and teaching the adults, if they are not familiar with it, how to have self-care, familiarizing them with that is very important because it teaches them that life is not all about school and work, or life is still about you. It's okay to feel overwhelmed, but it's what you do with those feelings of overwhelm, or how to stabilize them and how to decompress. So I think that's really important. And I think that if self-care for children was taught, for especially for people my age, at a younger age, that as an adult, things would be different, so.
Thank
Yeah, just to kind of piggyback on what Michaela said, there was a article years ago about a school in Baltimore. Instead of, disciplining children when they, got what they term getting hyper or they got angry, they set up a whole meditation for the classroom. And they were able to, get them grounded, calm them down. It gave them another tool to handle their stress, because maybe there was something at home that stressed them out before they got to the classroom, and they didn't know how to respond once they got in class. So instead of sending the students to the principal's office or putting them in, giving them time out or putting them in the corner, they taught them how to do meditation and just to calm and center themselves down.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Did not know. So just learned that something new. For other attendees, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to type in the box, the Q&A or the comment box. And as a reminder, it is being recorded. So we'll have it on our Village of Ridgewood Facebook page. We'll have this available on our website. And we also have this on our YouTube channel, which is actually live streaming right now.
Well, at the moment, it looks like no one has any questions. We want to thank everybody for your time. And
Thank you for having
Kathy, Michaela.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for
having
having
us.
us. Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Thank you, and we apologize for the technical difficulties. But
Yeah, but we had
made
some
it
fun
through.
moments.
We did.
We did.
Thank you.
Yes, we definitely want to thank you both. And of course, the Family Service Bureau of Newark, as a whole. And of course, thank you to the attendees and those that may be watching on YouTube right now. And of course, if anyone has any questions, maybe, you don't want to, it's not coming to your mind right now or comes up tomorrow whatsoever, you could always contact us at the health department. We're happy to get those questions to Michaela and Kathy.
Yeah.
But their website too. But yeah, this was great. This was very helpful, especially right now. I feel like spring is a very simple time with a lot going on, let alone, pandemic world, just life.
Yeah. Oh, and also thank you to Dylan as well.
Yes, Dylan, thank you.
Yes. Thank you for doing all this, Dylan.
Well, I guess if there's no other questions, I guess we're going to sign off.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you
Talk to you
again.
guys soon. Thank you again. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a great night.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night. Thank you. See you. Okay.